It started like any other weekday broadcast. The familiar pastel tones of Lorraine's studio, the smell of fresh coffee, the comfort of routine. Lorraine Kelly smiled warmly at her guest, the ever-controversial comedian Ricky Gervais. The audience laughed, relaxed, unaware they were about to witness one of the most talked-about moments in daytime television. Lorraine leaned in, her tone light and teasing. "You've caused a few headlines lately, Ricky, but I think that's just you being, well, you." Ricky grinned, eyes glinting. "If people aren't laughing, I'm not working hard enough." The studio chuckled, the cameras panned, and everything felt perfectly harmless. But beneath the easy banter, something sharp was brewing. Lorraine's smile wavered for half a second. Barely noticeable, but real. Ricky crossed his arms, leaning back in that quiet, defiant way that says he's not here to play nice. In the control room, a producer tapped his pen nervously. "He's going off script," someone muttered. The laughter rolled on, but the energy shifted. Subtle, electric. No one watching could tell that the air had changed. The space between words grew heavier. Lorraine's next question was still on her cue card. But when it came, it wouldn't just be another question. It would be the spark. And in less than 10 minutes, that spark would ignite something explosive. Live, on national TV, the world was about to see a side of both of them that no one was prepared for. The moment came quietly, disguised as a harmless question. Lorraine adjusted her notes, her voice calm but edged with curiosity. "Ricky," she began, "you've joked about a lot of controversial topics lately. Gender, politics, even religion. Do you ever worry that maybe you've gone too far?" The audience murmured softly, sensing the shift. Ricky didn't laugh this time. His smile froze, then faded. He leaned forward, elbows on his knees, eyes locked on Lorraine. "Too far for who?" he said slowly. "For people who can't handle a joke? Or for people who can't handle the truth?" The studio air thickened. Lorraine tried to keep her poise. "Well, it's not about truth, Ricky. It's about respect." Some viewers, Ricky cut her off. "Respect isn't the same as censorship, Lorraine. You can't tell comedians what to say and still call it freedom." The crowd went still. A few nervous laughs slipped out. The kind people use when they don't know if it's safe to laugh. Lorraine shifted in her chair, glancing at the producer off camera. She pressed again, voice firmer this time. "But don't you think humor can hurt people?" Ricky's tone hardened. "Comedy isn't meant to be safe. It's meant to be honest." Silence. The air was so tense you could hear the cameras hum. Lorraine blinked, realizing she'd lost control of her own segment. And then Ricky said something that made the entire studio gasp. The gasp rippled through the audience like a shockwave. Ricky leaned back, his voice steady but cutting. "You invite me on here to talk honesty, then flinch when I give it to you. That's the problem, isn't it? Everyone wants truth, until it's inconvenient." Lorraine's polite smile vanished. "That's unfair, Ricky. This isn't about censorship. It's about basic decency on daytime television." He didn't blink. "Decency? Or conformity?" His words hit like a punch. "You want comedians to be moral spokespeople, not artists. But art isn't supposed to comfort you. It's supposed to challenge you." The audience didn't know where to look, between Lorraine's stunned expression and Ricky's rising intensity. One crew member whispered to another, "Do we cut to commercial?" But no cue came. The control room was frozen, watching the meltdown unfold. Lorraine straightened her papers, her voice trembling slightly. "Ricky, there are ways to be funny without being cruel," he shot back instantly. "Cruelty is pretending everything's fine when it's not." "That's what's cruel." A nervous laugh fluttered from somewhere in the audience, instantly swallowed by silence. The tension was unbearable now. A battle of worlds. Old-school politeness versus unapologetic truth-telling. Ricky's face flushed. Lorraine's hand clenched her cue cards, and just as Lorraine tried to steer the conversation back, Ricky muttered something under his breath that made the sound engineer's eyes widen. The producer leaned toward the control mic and whispered, Cut the feed. Now. The screen didn't cut fast enough. Viewers across the country saw the moment everything snapped. Lorraine leaned forward, voice shaking but sharp. "Ricky, you can't come on here and insult everyone watching." He laughed, not kindly, but like someone who's already past caring. "I'm not insulting anyone, Lorraine. I'm saying what everyone thinks but is too scared to say." The audience gasped again. Lorraine tried to speak, but Ricky kept going, his tone louder, fiercer. "You sit here every morning pretending to care about free speech, but the second someone actually uses it, you panic." Her composure cracked. "This is a family show." "Exactly," Ricky shot back. "A family show that teaches people to smile while they're being lied to." The studio fell dead silent. Lorraine's jaw tightened. She looked toward the control room, desperate for direction. A red warning light flashed above camera 2. A producer's voice crackled faintly through her earpiece. "End it! Now!" Lorraine stood abruptly, her voice rising. "We're going to a break." But Ricky didn't let her finish. "Go ahead," he said, standing too. "Cut me off." That's what polite society does best. The camera jolted as the operator flinched. The broadcast froze mid-frame. Lorraine, half standing, Ricky glaring, the audience suspended in shock. And then, without warning, the screen went black. For several seconds, there was nothing. No image, no sound, just silence. And that silence was louder than anything they'd said. The silence didn't stay silent for long. Within minutes, clips of the confrontation flooded social media. Shaky phone recordings, screen captures, endless commentary. Twitter was on fire. Hashtags like Gervais vivis Lorraine and freedom or fame trended worldwide. News outlets replayed the final moments in slow motion, dissecting every glare, every word, every twitch of the jaw. Lorraine's team issued a brief statement calling the exchange unfortunate. Ricky, meanwhile, tweeted just 3 words: "Honesty offends cowards." The internet erupted. Talk shows and podcasts divided instantly. Some called Ricky a truth-teller in a fake world. Others labeled him reckless, cruel, and narcissistic. But beneath the noise was something deeper. A question people couldn't stop asking. Who decides what's too far? In the days that followed, Lorraine avoided direct interviews. Producers refused to confirm whether Ricky was banned permanently. Yet rumors spread, some claiming the argument was real, others insisting it was staged for publicity. Analysts called it a defining cultural moment. Not about a comedian or a TV host, but about a world split between those craving honesty and those terrified of it. Weeks later, leaked footage hinted there was more. A backstage confrontation that never aired. Producers denied it. But the whispers grew louder. And as the debate raged on, one haunting question lingered through every screen, every comment section, every late-night analysis. Was this a meltdown or a message? Because if it was planned, then who exactly was being played? What just happened on that stage wasn't just television, it was a mirror held up to all of us. Were we watching a man push too far, or a truth too dangerous for morning TV? That's the question still echoing online. And it's one only you can answer if you felt that tension. If you believe moments like this matter, because they expose what people are too afraid to say, then don't just scroll past. Hit that like button right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Ricky standing for free speech or crossing the line of respect? Tell us where you stand, because this conversation is far from over. And make sure you subscribe, because in our next deep dive, we're breaking down the uncut backstage footage that may reveal what really happened after the cameras went dark. Was this chaos spontaneous or carefully orchestrated for headlines? We're not here to gossip. We're here to uncover the why behind the outrage. So stay tuned, hit the bell, and be part of the only audience that still asks the hard questions. This isn't just entertainment. It's the truth, live and unfiltered.